right, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for joining us online, whether you're on, YouTube, whether you're on our church online, or whether you're at one of our gatherings this evening. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much for being here with us tonight. I knew things might look a little bit different, and I want to offer an explanation. Yeah. Does it feel a little different? I know there's a lot of activity kind of going on there. So I asked a question of several people. In fact, I think I asked you, Dan, and I think I asked you, Eric. I spoke to the elders and leadership, and several of you in here, I may have randomly asked you at the time what may have seemed like a very weird question. But the question was this. The question was, if you had a year to live, let's just say that you knew that you had 1 year to reach as many people as possible with the gospel of Jesus Christ, how would you do it?
Internet. I mean, social media on internet, right? But
Yeah.
I mean, in the past it's been TV, right? But now we've got this mechanism in front of us. It's been assembled by so many other people, and so I think this is the tool we have at our disposal right now.
Yeah, a digital media network. Dan?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, it's just a huge array of platforms that we have access to, whether as individuals or as a church or whatever. So yeah, absolutely, digital media. It was an easy answer.
That was the consensus. So the greatest opportunity, and I'll respond by saying it this way: when the gospel appeared on the scene, it coincided with something called the Roman roads. The Romans had really kind of taken highways into places that they had never existed. In our generation, media is the equivalent of what we would refer to as the Roman road. Think about it, social media, just for example. Social media has put media and what we're doing on a playing field that has never existed. In order to be on television, maybe a decade ago, or be on TV regularly, you were probably looking at thousands of dollars a week to be able to do it. Now, in the context of social media and some of the other things, they actually pay us if there's enough views to get the gospel out on their platform. It is an incredible opportunity. The reason I'm bringing this up is because we feel like in 2024, it is absolutely imperative that we make the most of every single opportunity to build community and to build connectivity and to utilize social media to the absolute utmost. And we've got a few ways that we want to begin to lean into doing that again like never before and more effectively. So some of the changes that you're going to see, and tonight is kind of exemplary of one of those, is that we're not necessarily doing anything different. We're just going to be doing more. Our hearts, and this is through all of leadership and the staff, we've been preparing for this for a long time, and I want to visioneer this with you tonight. We want to reach more effectively and more consistently and more excellently into the digital media world than we ever have before. And I'll just tell you, we were going through what we're looking at as our social media, or as our media network, and we had no less than 11 media outlets that we're going to be trying to utilize on a regular basis to reach as many people as possible. We're VR, even virtual reality and augmented reality, that's on the table. There's a learning curve and there's an opportunity there, people pouring into that. You say, well, what does that look like, Pastor Tony? I don't know, but I'll tell you right now, if people are there, we want to be there. The beauty of this is if you have a cell phone in your pocket in any nation on the face of this earth, we have the ability to be where you are. And I think we owe it to God and to the commission to make the most of those opportunities. So there's a few ways that we're going to try to do this more effectively. One is a new Wednesday night format with a renewed commitment to practical discipleship. And that's what Wednesday night is going to become. It is going to become Practical Discipleship 101. We are going to lean into a commitment of maturity like that, like never before. In fact, Eric and Dan have agreed that we are going to traverse Wednesday nights moving forward for the foreseeable future. Clay is going to be joining us, and we're going to be switching up a little bit, but we're going to be here, and we're going to lean into current events, practical discipleship, biblical discipleship, and we're going to break it up into segments, into bite-sized pieces so we can really drill down and really go deep in some areas in order to help you go deep in your discipleship in the real world. It's very important to us. The other thing that we're going to do, and this is very exciting to me, it's something that I've wanted to do for a long time, and we are finally positioned staff-wise, resource-wise to do it, is we are going to be launching new weekly online teaching and training content, and I want to give you a brief taste of an explanation of what that's going to look like. So Dan, in the area of discipleship, we want to bring value. You're going to be doing that how?
Well, discipleship goes well beyond what we typically paint as discipleship. We think discipleship is a class you come to and you get together and you sit down, everybody opens the same book and we go through and take notes and share notes. But discipleship is our everyday life. I mean, in a conversation recently, you said, Jesus didn't say, hey, Peter, I'm going to come hang out at your house for a while. He said, follow me. He wanted Peter and all of those early apostles, those disciples, to follow him and to live with him. So we're not inviting Jesus into our life as disciples. We are following him. We are taking on his life. We're going where he is going. And so as we carry the light of Christ in us, our discipleship takes us everywhere that our life takes us. So we're going to be doing some things that are very special. We're going to be leaning into every facet of life. As if we're talking about the content right now, we're going to have some mini-series that will lean into just about every aspect of life as we live it.
And this is in addition to Wednesday night. This is in addition to Sunday. This is online content that you'll be able to access regularly, that we're not just using social media to invite people to RockFish. We want to use this to help equip, and that's what Dan is talking about.
Yeah, I think that's the important thing right there. We agreed early on as we began talking about what this was even going to be, why we were even going to do it. It's not about inviting people to come sit in this room. It's not about getting more people in seats on Wednesday or Sunday or any other day.
You're welcome to be in seats.
Please bring somebody.
Please, yes.
But it's about us taking the gospel to places where it may be less suspected, or where to the people who maybe aren't going to come and take a seat.
And one thing that I had always wanted to do is I wanted to bring value to the body of Christ. What does that mean? It means to either make, equip, and release here in the context of RockFish Church, or to help others be able to make, equip, and release, whatever they call that, in a greater capacity. That's why we've always had a heart to help other churches and help other organizations fulfill the call that God has given them. Not ashamed of that at all.
Yeah, and that's really important. We launched some efforts early on with RockFish Studios, bringing other teachers, other pastors and leaders into the studio as we began to put together a little bit of content, and it had a little traction for a little while. But this kind of feeds into that as we offer them the opportunity to glean from what we're doing, and still they're invited to come along and be a part of what we're doing. But this gives us the opportunity to breathe into those people in between. Because there's things that happen in churches all over town, Sunday and Wednesday and sometimes Thursday.
Amen. And if we pioneer this successfully, we can share this and duplicate it. And think about a church being able to exponentially increase its reach. This set plays into something that we want to do. We want to be able to midweek, let's say there's another 9/11, God forbid. But we know we had some service members just recently who were killed overseas by people who were backed by the Iranians. We want to be able to address that. We want to be able to address that immediately in a biblical context. So you'll see us here, and it'll look a little bit different, but this provides a context for us to go live during the week to provide connectivity and community. And if something happens, keep people in the know here in our community, but also in a much broader community of being online. We can talk about stuff real time. We can do Bible study. We can do devotions right here in this context, not just at the Aberdeen site. And we're going to talk about the Aberdeen site in just a moment. But first, Eric, tell me what you're going to be doing as director of ministry.
So, like you said, we're committed to helping other churches as well. So any content we make in the realm of ministry will hopefully be there to help other directors of ministry or anybody trying to lead ministry leaders. It should be stuff that's useful for ministry leaders and those who minister on a daily basis. So I don't know what we're going to name it just yet, but I I would even want to bring in people who I know that they're out there ministering in their job. They're ministering and they're raising their kids, right? So car salesmen, electricians, stay-at-home moms, whoever, can say, you know what, I'm discipling people. I'm ministering to people. We want to give them an opportunity to share with others who are in the same realm as them. How do you do that and still honor your employer, right? I mean, we watched an interaction earlier this week about how do I balance that? I know that I'm called to work for the Lord and to share his gospel, but at the same time, I've signed an agreement with an employer that I've got to do my duties for 8 hours a week, right? Or 8 hours a day, 8 hours a week. Listen, RockFish Church work ethic right there, right? I'm kidding. But to be able to highlight and actually say, like, this is not just theory, this is application, right? And so, like, this is how I put the word to the test. These are the results I see, and this is the fruit I get to share with the Lord every time I minister to somebody, regardless of what the actual context of the situation was that started the communication, that started the relationship. How did that grow, right? So we want to set up people, again, to minister in the church and outside the church. We even do leadership moments for the staff here and there. I want to be able to even just share those things that would help us remember what are the things we need to do as we try and represent Christ. How do we behave ourselves properly to be able to demonstrate his love and value for others as we interact with them.
That's good stuff. And he and Dan will both be creating weekly content. In fact, we're not going to launch those channels or those subsets or those playlists until we're 4 weeks ahead, because it is going to be something that we're going to be doing perpetually. If you want to learn about ministry and grow in ministry, or you want to help a new believer, we're going to give you those resources. We probably will platform them elsewhere, Right Now Media and some other things on our own Right Now Media channel. This is going to allow us opportunity. If we can do it here, then we can open up those opportunities for others in the church who have a gifting. The platform here is not the only opportunity, and it's absolutely now, in this brave new world, not the most powerful opportunity that we have. So we're doing this so that we can empower others. Let me give you some other ideas. Skylar is going to be doing a worship leader podcast or creating worship leader content. He's also going to be doing that from a technical and organizational aspect, so he'll be utilizing other members of the worship team. Mark Altry, he's our director of production and operations here, with all of this. He's going to be creating a technical channel to help churches when it comes to lighting and video and audio and all of those things. So we're going to be platforming resources that are for us. Yeah, that's great. And for us to grow, but also to move beyond that. Not Dan, what's your name? Clay, our director of outreach. He's going to be doing some things which are really cool. In fact, he's going to be doing 2 weekly shows or things, producing weekly content in 2. One is called Into the Fray. And it says, we'll talk about and we just couldn't fit him at the table. He'll be coming in and out. But he says, we'll be talking about all things outreach related to the roles and the responsibilities of individuals and the church corporately, to the latest ideas and strategies. And there's another one that he's going to be producing, and I'm excited about this, and this is a little different, but it'll give you an idea of how we can reach. It's called Hidden No More, and it focuses on the reality of human trafficking, from what it is and how we should respond, from survivor stories to spotlighting organizations that are making a difference right here in our community and allowing you and us an opportunity to connect with them and kind of fulfill some things. So this is some cool stuff. This is some really cool stuff. Another thing that we want to do, and that we are being more intentional, and tonight is an example of that, is optimizing RockFish Studios. RockFish Studios we're creating new platform opportunities and new social media platform opportunities from the studio. That's what's going to allow us to do all this. Each person will be doing it from hopefully a very dynamic set. And new short film and production opportunities. And this is where you come in. This is where you folks who are watching come in. We want to invite you because we need actors and we need actresses and we need people to learn lighting and video and audio opportunities. We need script writers and people. We already have a core of these folks. We've done some things to prepare for this opportunity intentionally over the course of the last few weeks and few months, which is, again, why we are here this evening. In fact, they're going to come in just a minute. In fact, they can go ahead and come now, and we're going to transition over because we want to show a pinch of hope tonight, which is what we've been working on. Now, there were several reasons we chose now. Dan, can you tell us why now when it comes to showing this and working on a pinch of hope?
Well, there are a multitude of reasons, to be honest with you, but probably the most key, we needed to know who we can count on as actors, who we can count on as stagehands, if you will, as cast and crew. We need all those people. A lot of stuff happens behind the scenes. Now, we have, you mentioned, a really talented team. We have, he mentioned we have been preparing things at the studios. We got some talented folks who have created some very unique sets out there that are ready to go, but we need the people to turn on the lights and to push the buttons. And we wanted to put out this product, this A Pinch of Hope, so that people would understand what we're doing, get a little better idea of what's going on, but begin to make their way to the surface and realize there is something to be part of here. And I can tell you now that our next project is already scripted. Locations have been scouted. Again, talented people working with the studios who are taking care of all these big things so that we can begin to do all the little things that lead to the next short film, which should be out well before summer.
So what you're saying, Dan, is right now there is a script and an opportunity in place for anybody interested in getting into this. And we want to leverage video creatively. We should be able to tell good stories. Doing this now was us kind of figuring out, and we're going to see this together. So I'm kind of nervous and I'm kind of excited. It's like birthing a new baby. But we're going to kind of see what RockFish Studios' first attempt, and I'm going to tell you, from here, it only gets better. From here, we're doing camera upgrades. We're going to have a whole nother level when it comes to recording apparatus, audio, and video, and we're going to be able to do to an even greater degree of excellence, and we're going to be able to develop something incredible. So if you would, sit back, relax. They're going to cue up a pinch of hope, and when it's done, we'll be back for just a few minutes of your time to discuss one or two more points, okay? Are y'all ready for this? All right, let's do it.
Hey, I'm Mary Moore. I played Lucy Crenshaw on A Pinch of Hope.
Hi, I'm Kristen McVickers, and I was the director, among other things, for the short film A Pinch of Hope.
My name is Anita Ravilla, and I played Mary Crenshaw on A Pinch of Hope.
I heard that they were auditioning people for a short film, and I was like, I feel like I should do this.
They came back and said, well, how do you think you did? And I thought, I didn't get it. Because I just wasn't, I don't know, I just didn't want to get my hopes up.
My thoughts going into casting was I had an idea of who I wanted for two of the characters. I barged into Skylar's office and I was like, Skylar, I need you to audition to be Alex. I feel like you would be such an incredible Alex. And I think I scared him.
I found out I got the part just a couple weeks later in an email. I think I was laying in bed and I woke up from a nap. Saw it in my email and I got really excited. I was pretty pumped about it, not gonna lie.
And then when she said I got the part of Mary, I was like, oh my God, I really got this.
That first day was boot camp, okay? I think we spent 8 hours on set. I think we arrived there at like 4 or 5 o'clock, and we didn't leave till almost midnight. It was a long, long day on set. And we got up the next day. I remember day 2, we got up the next day and we were hitting the ground running. We had to go fast because we had a timeline when we were going to finish. Obviously, we didn't meet the deadline, but we had a deadline and we were doing our best to complete it.
Working on set, it's really fun. It's kind of chaotic, but I love a good chaotic moment. We would get there, get our makeup done. Anytime anybody is playing with my hair or doing my makeup, I'm in heaven. I could let somebody do that all day long. In regards to actually doing the filming, it was just interesting. It was an experience that I hadn't had, and being an actress on set and trying to work with all of the camera operators and make sure that like we're angled the right way or looking here, make sure the lighting is hitting us right. It was very interesting and again, chaotic, but great. I would describe Lucy Crenshaw as kind of sarcastic.
I haven't slept in the last 26 hours. I'm going to need you to keep your oddities at a minimum.
Definitely confident.
And my other idea isn't entirely legal.
She loves her people, very big.
Look, we are not going to use the leftover pastries as bait for the alien.
And honestly, I think she's a big fan of her mother-in-law's baking. She's pretty excited about this bakery.
I really, really was super excited to play the part of Mary. I mean, just knowing that I identified with the character, and Mary, you know, was the mother of, didn't have any girls, and I don't have any girls. And, you know, it's more like I understood the character.
Once we got the second day going, we were outside, middle of July, so hot. We were sweating, doing the take, I want to say for the 14th time. And I just remember thinking, this is crazy. Like, I can't believe we got this far, honestly. It's just such a provision of God that he provided throughout every single step, from continuity to people that were making sure that everybody was following the script loosely. Like, there was just so many working parts and so many people involved. We even got the Puppy Creek Fire Department to come out and film for us. That was insane. Like, that was crazy. That was fun. And again, I'm just so incredibly blessed to work with each one of these people who are obviously so gifted by God.
I felt like I could trust everyone on the set who was directing and producing. I felt like I was in good hands to be able to trust that process.
My favorite scene of the movie, oh man, I liked the filming of carrying the luggage in from the car. That was something that we did over and over and over and over and over again, and I had to carry this really heavy luggage. It was very heavy. I'm just kidding. It was empty. That was my favorite scene to film.
I'm glad that each of the actors felt comfortable enough to change their lines. Skylar, which is Alex's actor, I feel like he did not stick to the script at all in the best way.
Nice meeting you, Mary. Hey guys, remember, the moon's waning tonight.
He really just took the character and played him up, and I couldn't be happier because honestly, I feel like if he had stuck to the script, I do not think that it could have had the best impact and the best presentation that it possibly could be. And I'm just so grateful that all of these people come in with such candor and such care to their characters that they can really bring them to life.
I knew going into this project that this was kind of supposed to be the baseline for RockFish Studios. See where everybody was at in regards to like camera operations, what kind of acting talent we had, makeup artists, all of that. Like, it was supposed to be the baseline. And along the way, honestly, even the first day of filming, I was very impressed with everyone, whether they were acting, doing the filming, the makeup, the wardrobe, just the way everything came together. People were very on point, very professional. And honestly, as far as a baseline, I think we've got a pretty good one.
And I especially appreciate every single person that put in time, dedication, and effort. And every single person that has asked me about this project over the past 4 months. To every single person that has called me and said, hey, are you okay? Are you stressed out? What can I do for you? Do you want a Starbucks run? I just want to say thank you. You're amazing, and I appreciate you. Thank you for being in my life, and thank you to everyone who worked on this production. You guys are amazing, and here's the next one.
Hello? Hey, Mary, are you almost here? I'm so sorry, but for the life of me, I can't remember when you said you'd be arriving.
I'm on my way. I just stopped to take a look at something. I'll be there really soon.
Wonderful. I'll help you get your suitcases in when you get here.
Thank you.
Of course. All right, I love you. Bye. I hope your trip was uneventful. Nobody knows how to drive once you cross into our county lines.
Oh, don't worry about that, dear. I've been driving a long time.
I guess you weren't the one who taught your son how to drive.
I love him, but dear God, does he have a lead foot?
He definitely got that from his father. Do you know when Matt's coming back?
They said 6 months, but who knows if they'll keep him any longer.
So are you doing anything special for when Matt comes back?
Well, I had planned on greeting him with his favorite cookies, but he grew up with a literal baker as a mother, so it's not like anything I ever make will be as good as what you used to make for him.
Well, back when I owned my own bakery, he'd be the first to try the recipe.
Makes total sense. He has a huge sweet tooth now.
I might be partially responsible for that.
I'd say more than partially. You settling in okay?
Yeah. What you got there?
It's a bag of donations for the local thrift shop. I've been meaning to drop it off for a while now.
Are you gonna do that right now?
Yeah, I was planning on it. You want to come with me?
Could I?
Oh, absolutely. The thrift shop is like my comfort place, and I would love to show it to you.
Lucy, long time no see.
Hey, Alex. I know, right? I haven't seen you since.
The moon was in its gibbous phase. Oh, speaking of, are you still coming over on Wednesday to watch Venus? I picked up a brand new radio. It's supposed to be able to pick up intergalactic chatter.
Do you mean from space?
What do you think?
Well, actually, unfortunately, I'm a bit tied down at the moment. My mother-in-law is in town.
Oh, greetings, friend.
This is Mary, and she's kindly agreed to stay with me while Matt's deployed.
Oh, okay. Well, it's nice to meet you, Mary. I'm Alex, with an A.
Opposed to.
Without the A. Because then I'd just be Lex.
Is this whole thing just a bit?
Is what whole thing just a bit?
I mean, I've never met anyone so interested in...
Intergalactic travels and the unknown researches of the universe?
I was gonna say space, but yes.
Mary. Innocent Mary. There's so many things you don't know that we both don't know about this crazy universe. In fact, I think I'd rather be wrong.
Hey, anyway, I have all of these donations. Where do you want me to put them?
We'll figure something out. Come with me.
Okay.
I'm just gonna stay right here.
Whatever soars your spaceship, Mary.
Okay. Come on. What you got there?
Oh, it's nothing.
I think it's a cookbook.
Well, now that you mention it, I think it is.
You know what? Keep it.
Oh no, I don't have to.
No, seriously, keep it. It's a welcome gift.
Hey, it's settled. Thanks for the generosity. Oh well, we better get going. See you later, Alex.
All right, guys. Nice meeting you, Mary. Hey, guys, remember, the moon's waning tonight.
This is an interesting town.
I think Alex is just a weird person.
Where did you meet him?
I don't really remember. He's just always kind of been in the background.
Sir, are you okay?
I think I've seen better days.
Is there anything I can do for you?
Well, I haven't eaten since yesterday.
Sir, just stay right there. Stay right there. Where are you going, Mary? Found these for the cookbook.
Already?
Yes.
Will you please tell me what has you in a tizzy?
Did you see what happened back there?
You mean with that man?
Did Matt ever tell you how I met his father?
He said you guys worked together.
And did he tell you where?
No?
Let's just say making food is near and dear to my heart.
So you're making food now?
All right, Lucy. I'm not building a house, now am I?
Sir? Sir?
Thank you, ma'am. I don't know what to say,
Don't say anything.
but I want to pay you back.
No, just enjoy it.
Are you sure?
Sure. This is it. I'm sorry, what? What are we doing? This, helping that man. I've never felt more accomplished. By creeping with them in alleyways? No. I used to work in a soup kitchen. And then it prompted me to open my own business as a baker. That's where I met my late husband.
That's incredible, but I don't even think you got his name.
Oh, great. Sir, what's your name?
It's Jacob, ma'am.
Jacob? Okay. Let's go.
Mary, what has gotten into you? You're like a totally different person.
Don't you see? I want to get back into baking.
Miss the old days.
Oh, Lucy, it's so much more than that. When I closed down the bakery, a piece of me got closed off. It all opened up again.
I don't completely understand, but I'm too scared to get in your way.
Good. Grab that cookbook. We're gonna need it.
Lucy, where were you? Venus was incredible last night.
We were a little busy, Alex.
Is that what it is?
Yes.
Huh. You know, I'm in no position to point out when anything's weird. But what is this?
Well, we helped a man last night, and it got Mary thinking about the days when she owned a bakery and how she met Matt's dad. So we stayed up all night making all of this stuff, and now we've brought some samples to you.
Cool. So what's happening?
My kitchen is now a bakery, and we wanted to get the word out, so we thought this was a good place to start.
One of those 4 a.m. ideas, huh? I'm all for those 4 a.m. ideas. When the stars come out and the moon is the only source of light.
Alex, I haven't slept in the last 26 hours. I'm gonna need you to keep your oddities at a minimum.
Loud and clear.
Much appreciated. Will you help us get the word out?
Is Jupiter the biggest planet?
Is it?
That's as close to a yes as we're gonna get. I don't know how we did it, but the whole town seems to love us.
I'd say they absolutely do. And, you know, I forgot how much joy baking brings me.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen you smile this much. Not even at my wedding.
Well, I just want to thank you for letting me take over your kitchen. I really appreciate it.
Who am I to stifle creative callings? Uh-oh.
What is it?
Someone who doesn't share my views on not stifling creative callings.
What?
The health department is shutting us down.
We've only been open 2 days.
Look, as much as I would like to throw this away and pretend I'd never seen it, I promised Matt I wouldn't get into any trouble while he was gone.
So what are we gonna do?
Look, Mary, this has brought a lot of good to the community, and people have loved what you've given to them, but We can't just ignore the health department. And my other idea isn't entirely legal.
So, are we gonna just eat all these pastries?
That should be the least of our worries.
Yeah.
Look, why don't we take the leftover pastries down to Alex's thrift shop? We can hand them out and break the news to the community.
We don't have another choice.
Hey, you guys are the talk of the town.
Oh, well, we won't be for much longer.
Yesterday, the health department served us a cease and desist order.
What, already?
That's exactly what we thought. And when I find the snitch,
Let's see.
I'm just thinking out loud, okay?
Did they give you any sort of reason?
Apparently my kitchen isn't an appropriate outlet for this particular product. Hey, Alex, I see those wheels turning. Look, we are not going to use the leftover pastries as bait for the aliens.
That can wait. Come with me. I have an idea. Come on in, guys. Watch your step. There could be a couple nails on the ground, but check this place out.
This place is a mess.
Okay, it's not beautiful, but it can be.
What are you talking about? It's just a giant safety hazard.
No, listen. I own this building. I closed on it a couple days ago. I wanted to turn it into a base for intergalactic communications, but the town won't allow it because this is a commerce district, or whatever that means. So I was thinking, maybe just use this as your bakery for the time being.
Are you serious?
Is Sirius the brightest star?
Gosh, you know I'm not good at science.
Alex, this is wonderful. I don't have the words to say.
Oh, I'm not much of a words person, so y'all just go ahead and make this place your own. Good luck. You're gonna need it. This place is a wreck!
Thank you? You think we can do this?
Yes!
Let's get to work.
A starting point, but to see the response from the fire department and the local bakery and the way God just brought these opportunities and these the sights and the scenes and all that stuff together, just wonderful. So a lot of excitement from everybody. And we want to say thank you to everybody who did participate and help us by letting us utilize their resources. Incredibly important and fun, real fun. So as Dan said earlier, up on the screen are the opportunities that are available. I want to set just a little bit of the context. The next short film that we're working on is one that is with several college-age students. We're looking for actors and actresses between the ages of
18, and we need people all the way up to like 50 years old. So
yeah,
you're not out.
Yeah, you're not out. The main cast will be folks between 18 and probably 25. You have to pull off looking like a college student, so you may have to shave or something. So anyway, just consider that. And there is some older folks, a professor, and some other people who are kind of involved in that. But there are other opportunities for production to learn. So if you want to be a part of this.
Yeah, I was just going to say, there's a lot that happens behind the camera and well off camera. So we would love to get you involved. So many people.
And it's about telling a story. And I know this, again, was the first foray into this, but let your imagination, just don't be afraid to dream. We don't want to be a church or an organization or a group or a community that's afraid to dream. I don't want us to be scared of doing or trying anything. If we fail, we will fail forward. If lives are changed, that's the difference. If you've been in Starting Point, you've heard me say this, and I meant it. We will do anything short of sin to bring the gospel before the people, to bring a pinch of hope. And again, will it be pointed? Will it be more specific? Once we get good at storytelling, we'll be unlimited with the story and the ways that we can tell the gospel and bring it into real life. So please consider being a part of these upcoming productions. Closing thought, Eric?
Yeah, you said earlier we've been working towards this for a while. It's not that we had all received this vision, but when you brought up to myself and some of the leaders initially about the studio, this is kind of where I saw it going, in the sense of not necessarily in the context of a Wednesday night service, but podcasts, random material, short films, like basically the world's full of enough trash, right? And so we've got the ability and the command to go out and be salt and light. And so this is our opportunity in this realm to not leave this, to the dark side, but we can offer, God's inspiration in all this. So
Amen.
Looking forward to it.
Amen. Dan?
Just so much stuff going on right now, and it really is exciting, as you're able to see all the little pieces coming together. If you've ever built something on a piece of property and you see it go together piece by piece and you're taking pictures all along the way, that's what it feels like we're doing right now. It feels like we're putting all the pieces in place to do what we're here to do, and that's to reach more people with the gospel in more ways than we have been in the past.
Amen. I feel like that we have the potential of a Corvette. We're going to drive it out of the garage. We're going to put it on the freeway, and we're going to press the pedal on this and see how and when and where we can reach people like never before, because we take that seriously. We exist to make, equip, and release fully committed followers of Jesus, and we want to do whatever it takes to do that more effectively than ever before in 2024. Yeah, it just kind of worked. This is the end. We're going to pray, close this thing out, and then we'll call it. Father, thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for the generosity. Thank you for the vision that you've put in the hearts of so many people. God, help us to be the best stewards of the opportunities that you've placed before us. God, help us to we need your help. Father God, we can do all things through you who strengthen us, and nothing without you, but we need your help. Help us, Father, to glorify you and to lead people to you in the most powerful, creative ways possible. To the glory of the Father, in the name of the Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Scan the code.
Cut. What was your line? Let's do it again.
I know, because I kept saying something wrong.
Not even at my wedding.
Well, I'll do it again.
Sorry! Director? I'm good.
This is getting close to my bedtime.
I can do some jumping jack. Alright. Action!
Kim locked him out. She was taking care of the talent, all right. Action! Hey, hang on.
No, not yet.
Yeah, close it. Gently.
Just ignore this letter and throw it out. Matt would be really mad at me if I got in trouble.
So what are we going to do?
Mary, this has done a lot of good for the community. Kristen's about to yell at me.
Take number 2 and take 2 and take 3 and take 4 and take 4 and take 5. Call take 5. We'll call it take 5. Take 6. Take 6. Take 8. Take 3,000. Take 3,001. All right. Take 3,003. 3, 2, 1. Action.
This has done a lot of good for the community, and people have loved what you've brought them, but we can't just ignore the fire department. Not even at my wedding.
Guinness.
I say they absolutely do. And you know,
You really enjoyed it. Whole town seems to love us.
you are absolutely correct. And I don't know the next line.
Hey, Alex. I know, right? I haven't seen you since.
The moon was in its gibbiest phase. Sorry. The moon was in its gibbous phase.
Well, of course.
Cut.
Is my light
The light went out.
Well, we won't be for much longer.
Yesterday, they served us a cease and desist order from the health department. Can we do that again?
Yeah, cut.
Lucy, Lunar, what's up, girl? I ain't seen you in forever.
Hey, Alex.
Oh,
I
my
know,
God.
right?
It's been since.
Can we try that again? I'm sorry.
Cut. And perfect.